I'm Jenny Fusillo, and this is Major League Lacrosse. Today, I'm speaking with Ohio Machine midfielder Kyle Harrison. Kyle, how are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, Kyle, you came back in 2014 after a couple years off. What expectations did you have for yourself, and how do you feel it went?
Well, I think, when you take a couple years off of anything you do and then you come back to it, there's always the anxiety, the self-doubt, the worrying, are you going to be able to do it the way you did it before? So all that was certainly there. But, at the same time, I'm fortunate in that I got to play for the national team and throughout all the training process for those couple years I was off. So I still competed against some of those guys. So coming back to the MLL, it wasn't as if I hadn't played against any of those players for 4 years. It was kind of almost better for me that I got to play against them more consistently, and as each game went on, I got a little more comfortable. And so I guess to answer the question, how did it go? I think it was solid. Clearly as an athlete, you're never satisfied. We certainly didn't reach our goal of winning a championship, so there's a lot more work to be done.
Now, from a team perspective, last season was your first playoff appearance. How do you come back in 2015 and continue to build that success?
Yeah, it's so interesting for me, as you mentioned earlier. So it was my first year last year, so I wasn't around the past few years that I guess they had really bad seasons, the 2-10 season, the 2-11 or 3-11, whatever it was. So for me, all I know of the Ohio Machine is a team that made the playoffs and a team that was a step away from competing for a championship. So as far as the next step, we have to do a better job of finishing everything we do. I think if you look at our team last year, we gave up a lot of goals at the end of quarters, at the end of halves. Sometimes you got beat on the ground ball fights. So for us, it's just about continuing to have that one goal, which is to win a championship. And everything we do from the first week of training camp through the end of the season has to be taking us a step closer to that goal.
Now, the 2015 season is here, and you were recently named captain. What does that mean to you?
I think if you can have the respect of your teammates, that's pretty much all I care about. So years from now, when I'm no longer playing and I look back on my career, being a captain of a team will be some of my proudest accomplishments.
Now, the Machine definitely don't have an easy start to the season. They're starting off against the predicted top teams in the league, New York and Denver. What can we learn from the Machine early on?
It's a tough question. I think it's year 2 for our offense, right? We had a great offense last year, and it was our first year playing together. It was me, my first year back in the league, Peter Baum's first year in the league, Tom Schreiber's first year in the league. So that was our first year together last year. So I think in season 2, we expect to take another jump to the next level offensively. And then I think the exciting part about our team is our defense is going to have a different look to it. When you add a guy like Brian Karalunas, he causes so many problems all over the field. And he really is going to change the face of our defense. So we're just excited.
Well, that's great. Kyle, on a personal level, you are fortunate enough to make a full-time career out of lacrosse, not just by playing, but with other business ventures as well. Talk about the growth of the sport and the role of players like yourself.
Oh gosh, I won't take too much credit for the growth of the sport, but I think I think anybody that's played this sport at any level feels some sort of way about giving back to it and making sure it continues down the right path. Whether that was a Division III player, a club player, a Division I player, whatever it was, everyone feels this passion to help it keep moving the right direction. So for me, I'm no different. I've been very fortunate, as you mentioned, as far as being able to align myself with companies like STX, Tomahawk Shades. I was, Adrenaline, all these different companies I'm able to work with. I'm certainly fortunate, and I don't take it for granted. And I think if we all just continue doing our part, whether that's on social media, or whether that's staying after games, hanging out with kids, whether that's getting to Idaho or some random area to do a clinic and help spread the game, I think it'll keep headed the right direction.
Well, thanks for talking with us, Kyle. Good luck this season.
Thanks. Appreciate it.